What is going on, my fellow Schwoke Lords? It is your boy Schweezy, back at it again with another hot podcast. Today on the show, I have my boys, Ghost Town Remedy, Steve and TJ, Ghost Town Remedy, Megan Davies on the show. Really fun. We're doing some virtual ones, and it's going to be really fun, and I hope I have a couple more installed, and I can't wait for you guys to see those. But yeah, you're listening to the first, if you're watching this right now, this is the first video podcast we are doing with the SchwegCast, which is really exciting. I'm excited to move forward with the video platform along with our audio only. So if you're listening to this, just remember you can watch the video. You can get a little more insight, see our faces, see our facial reactions, and pop up everything else with that, and get a little bit more, get schwoke. If you do like this show, please subscribe to it. Subscribe to it on YouTube. We want to build up that following. Like us on Facebook. Follow us wherever you get your podcast from is the best way to get schwoke and to get the most out of the literal worst podcast on the internet. And it's really exciting. I don't want to waste too much of your time. We do have a long conversation, and I do want you to see that because this part is kind of the boring part. But I do want to tell you about today's sponsors. First sponsor is DistroKid. DistroKid is an online music platform that gets your music out to thousands of retailers and saves you the hassle. It's only $20 a year, and with that, you get unlimited uploads. I remember old distribution sites, what would have to happen is you would have to pay per song, per single to get that uploaded. Now you can upload as much as you want with DistroKid, and it just saves so much hassle. It's so easy to use, such a good platform. Thousands of people, even independent artists, even big names, are saying how much they love DistroKid. And using the link in the description of this episode, you can get 7% off your first year by using distrokid.com/VIP/SchwegCast. Save some money on your first year. Get your music out there. Another great thing is they have cover licenses. They can get you the license you need to release a cover as well, which is awesome. They figure out the money. They figure out how to split it. They figure out the licensing and everything like that, which is super complicated. Is if you've ever taken a music business class in your life, but DistroKid just saves you that hassle, and it will save your life in regards to that. So, proud sponsor, DistroKid. Next sponsor we have today on the show is Honey. Honey is a free browser extension you can just add to Google Chrome, Internet Explorer, if that's still a thing, Firefox, whatever your browser is, Safari, and you just put it there and download it. It's free, and it starts saving you money. Ever searched online for, promo codes or coupons or discounts on anything online, and you're just like, oh, I just can't find anything, or it's kind of like a journey that you have to go out and find that? Well, this is the answer to all those problems. Honey gets that. All you do is, once you get ready for checkout, a little Honey notification bar will sign up and say, you want to try these promo codes? And then you're like, yeah, I want to try those. Click it, and then you start saving money. I've saved probably hundreds of dollars on audio equipment, pizza, back when I was 30 pounds heavier, pizza, audio equipment, clothes, everything, just by using Honey. And you just one click of a button, and you just start saving your money. It's phenomenal. I use it. I started using it before they sponsored this show, and I will continue to keep on using it. Use the link in the description of this episode and sign up for Honey. That way it'll add to the browser extension. That way you can support this show, and it's free, and you can save money in that process. So please go check out Honey. Please download it to your browser extension. Help out the show. Now, I want to get on to my show with TJ and Steve, but as my boy Garth would say, if this is truly a conversation,
then I say let the conversation begin.
Okay, so you remember back in the day, maybe like a few months ago, where you could just meet a random girl to hook up with, and you could just spit in her mouth with no problem?
Not at all. I forgot what that was like.
Man, the good old days.
It's been a long time. Oh, man. Those were the days.
Way back.
Pour one out for the homies.
Yep. Pour one into the homies.
Pour one into me. I think my cable. So, we did our test run, and that was not successful.
It's an epic failure.
but we're back with it. This is TJ and Steve. They're part of Ghost Town Remedy, and Megan Davies, and whoever they sub with on the side. But mainly those two.
We also play for Schweezy.
Yo, okay, I guess we're in a band now. Well, I've written my music for one guitar part, so I hope you play keyboard well.
You can figure it out.
Well, you play keys.
Yeah, true, but I set it up so I could play the guitar live mostly, and then
because you wanted to get laid.
Yeah, true. Yeah, that was the purpose. That was the purpose behind that. But anyways, none of us are getting laid right now.
Amen, brother.
The drought, man.
Dude, it's like you get on these dating sites to try to, and I'm in a bad spot because all my good headshots are now outdated just because I've lost 30 pounds.
It's not a bad thing, bro.
That's a great spot, dude. Just take
no.
selfie, man.
Here's
Just
the
take a
thing.
selfie.
So everyone that swipes on you is going to be like, you're like, okay, I'm not expecting anything, and then you show up and you wow them. They're like,
wow, you're a lot. Wow, you're more fat in your profile.
Yeah.
I'm terrible. I'm terrible at dating sites.
Same.
TJ, you're better at those, right?
Not really.
Yeah, I'm terrible. I'm
Just
terrible at dating
persistent.
sites.
I'm getting catfished.
He's
left and
persistent.
Right. I'm just more persistent.
I give up so fast. I'll talk to like 2 people, and actually this year, right at the beginning of the year, I went on my first dating site app date. That's the right way to say it. And yeah, it was weird. It's really weird, just like not knowing someone at all.
Complete stranger.
Especially like the weirdest thing for me is not knowing how someone sounds.
Oh, yeah.
Like you have this like head voice for them.
Well,
it's
the
like,
move now, everybody's doing FaceTime dates.
Yeah, that's even worse, man.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Somebody going straight to a FaceTime date is so awkward.
Man, I have been watching a ton of 90 Day Fiancé. Anyways, I just got access to the TLC Go app, and I think I can watch it live too. But anyways, I wanna list off all these shows. But first, I want to talk about 90 Day Fiancé. I'm watching before the 90 days. You know Big Ed? I think he was on the H3 podcast.
What a guy.
Dude, he's actually a really good guy. I really
good sport about everything too.
I don't know how I'm caught up on the show, but with everything with Rosemarie, I think, and I don't know how the best way to say this, because you could be interpreted this many ways. He's too good for her.
Oh, yeah.
She's, and you don't know, and I just watched the newest episode, like he stayed the night at her house in like the Philippines, and you're just like, yeah, regardless, I'm like, I feel so bad for you. I will marry you just so you can get out of this shithole. Like, it's bad.
I haven't actually seen any, like...
I gotta see what he looks like.
I know what he looks... Oh, my God. You're going to be in shock if you haven't
seen... His neck is like a medical condition.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
So, well, everyone started laughing at him because he would put mayonnaise in his hair because he would dye his hair for Rosemarie. And, I mean, that's just kind of funny. And then he went on the H3 podcast and he was like... Yeah, really, I know it's kind of he slid right. He's a great guy.
They're still together, apparently. Is that true?
I believe so. I believe so. These shows are so weird, so they'll eventually go into the actual 90 Day Fiancé, because this is before they come to America and they're engaged for 90 days or something like that, from what I'm told. And then so they have to figure out how they live in America. It's just very weird. He's 54 and she's 23, and he has a daughter who's 29.
Oh, weird.
The weird thing is, you just saw a picture of Big Ed, right?
Yeah.
I'll try to pull one up of him on the screen here too and post. But he talks about how his daughter's mother, that was the one he was married to, and then he cheated on her, and then they broke up, and he's like, yeah, I blame myself for that. That was my fault. And then Rosemarie is the first girl he's dated since then. Big thing about that, I'm just thinking out loud here. Who's just like sleeping with Big Ed?
Big Ed.
Yeah,
he's got that like magical magnetic personality.
He has a good personality. I think his personality makes up for like his genetics or his medical condition.
Yeah. I think I saw someone in person with that medical condition when I lived in the West Coast, because I went to Multnomah Falls in Portland, and there's like It's like the most touristy hiking spot in all of Portland.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember taking a picture of him. So I have a picture somewhere of a guy. I was just like, wow, that guy has no neck. He's just head, then shoulders. And
You know, at first you look at it, it's like he's probably just been working out a lot.
right.
You know, I used to not have a neck, so
From all that working out you're doing.
all necks matter. It all just comes together. I do think now, since I've lost 30 pounds, I can say this. I think Ed could lose a little bit of weight, but he's still a hell of a guy.
Quick to judge, man. Quick to
Hey,
judge.
I've lost 30
He's
pounds.
done it.
And
You did it, so.
once a fat guy, always a fat guy. I went from obese to overweight, so I think I know a thing or two about dieting.
Oh, man.
But dude, yeah, if
teach us
you
your
can-
ways.
If you can figure it out, Hulu is weird with TLC shows. They'll have the first 2 seasons or something like that, and then just like wait forever to post the next one.
They're like, come on, you want to watch it on TLC? You want to get network cable and watch it on our TV show?
It's like,
Dude,
no,
I honestly, I'd say at this point, right now, I have cable. Well, one, it was cheaper with my internet plan since I live alone,
Okay.
but that's the main purpose, so I can justify it. But yeah, the reason I keep it is for TLC. Like,
It's a good reason.
so
you go.
I'm gonna list off. I went through the library today that's on the app. I'm gonna list you off all the hidden gems that are on this network that are just watchable just by the title alone. This is what's worth it. So I'm gonna get the quality shows such as Too Fat to Transition. This is a show when someone,
Wow.
let's say, I believe, I'm going to watch it after we do this. A man born in a woman's body or a woman born in a man's body
Sure.
decides it's time for them to transition, which, you know, makes a lot of sense. You know, it happens to a lot of people and it's completely normal. It's not usual, but it's normal.
Right.
But also you're so fat. You like, you know, you feel like you're in the wrong body, but also that body's 600 pounds.
Yeah.
The body's keeping you from
It's more.
getting in the body you
It's
want
like,
to be.
it's like a cocoon.
It's like I'm a man trapped in a woman's body. I'm a man trapped in a morbidly obese woman's body. That conundrum cracks me up. Okay, and then so we got Too Fat to Transition, The Treehouse Guys.
Yeah. Oh,
That's a cool show.
I know that show.
Oh, okay, that's okay.
Those guys are cool.
I thought that one looked cool. My teen is pregnant, and so am I.
Wow. Is that a Fall Out Boy song title?
Yeah, that does sound like From Under the Cork Tree, like straight up. Actually, that should be. I used to put song titles like that, but I think if I was still doing that, I think I'd do that. Then there is My Big Fat American Gypsy Wedding.
Holy moly.
I didn't
That
know
was
they
a
were
lot to
American
take in.
gypsies.
That's a lot. Long Island Medium. That's a pretty popular one,
Yeah.
I believe. Probably my favorite one. Well, my second favorite one after Too Fat to Transition. Hot and Heavy. So this is morbidly obese women dating very skinny men.
Oh man, they're
Wow.
females.
You know, we all know the type. We know someone who fits that genre,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna binge watch that soon. Next one, Buying Naked.
What?
I guess they just buy things naked. I haven't looked into that one not very much. The last one I have, Big and Little. So they have a lot of shows, you know, My Little Life or stuff like that, you know, where it's just a bunch of people with dwarfism. This is kind of a combination of My 600 Pound Life and, like, so I can't remember the title of any of those. There's so many just dwarfism shows, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so they combine the two.
What was it? Little People, Big World, or something like
Yeah,
that.
Little People, Big World. So they combine that with My 600 Pound Life to create
But little.
Big and Little. So it's just morbidly obese dwarfs.
Oh. Wow.
And notice I
didn't know
didn't
that
say
existed.
the M word or the R word.
Doing great.
and discussing
good.
this.
You're doing
I actually
good.
think
We're
in
proud
the
of you.
practice one we ran, I think I said the R word, and so
Yeah, you definitely did.
yeah, I definitely said the R word.
You said
Um,
I'm okay to
so,
say
yeah.
it because
Now that you got that out of your system, we can record a podcast.
Yeah, no. But anyways, but I want to get your guys' opinion on this, and since you haven't watched my 90 Day Fiance, so there's one guy, I think his name is Michael. He's been talking online with a girl from Russia for over 7 years.
ooh,
They've never FaceTimed.
ooh.
I feel like if you're gonna do something like that, you need to FaceTime, prove each other's
7
real.
years. Wow.
7 years. They only talk through a chat service where each message he has to pay. He has to pay each message.
Dude, she's leeching him.
Wow, he got catfished hard.
He's gone to Russia 3 times prior, and she's always had an excuse.
Yeah.
Now on this final time, there's a film crew with him. What he decided to do, because I guess one of those times they're going to meet up, it was a cruise, so he got like the city she lives in. So he rented a car in Russia and drove all the way out there. And now he's trying to find her.
What?
This is actually, I wish
weird.
this was the entire show, because
It's like
this
from
guy
the-
is so stupid.
desperate. So
from the
desperate.
desperate stalker's point of view.
It's
Oh
just
my god.
Amazing.
And so, well, no, and he's like, well, she always talk about a candy store she liked to go to. So I went to a couple candy stores, or like 1 or 2, and they filmed it. And then like he had his phone translate Russian. Do you know this girl? And then like they all just said no.
So he doesn't have a picture of her?
He does
No,
have
he
a
has a
picture of her, but
picture.
none of them
Gotcha.
know. None of them know
Yeah,
this
dude.
person.
She's leeching him.
Wow.
Oh yeah. Well,
Doing a damn
the-
good job of it too.
now here's the twist in the whole thing. He actually met at one of his visits where she bailed. He actually met another Russian woman. He has a kink for Russian women.
I can tell.
Yeah.
Who doesn't?
You're like, I don't know
Okay.
if you're getting that yet, but he's got a thing.
Yeah, so he met this one. She's actually very pretty. And she actually kind of like is into him a little bit, like way out of his league, way out of his league. But he's like, yeah, she's just not my type. And I'm like, dude, like you actually have a chance. Like if this is gonna be a green card marriage, like this would be my chance.
What is this called?
Would you ever...
90 Day Fiance before
Yeah.
the 90 days, season 4 right now. It's just this season is just out of this world.
All right, so Schweg, if you had to green card marriage somebody, what country would you pick somebody from? Anywhere in the world.
So, obviously.
Obviously, you're into Asians.
Actually, no, I'm not. I mean, I date an Asian. I date an Asian, but if we're going off kinks, I mean, it's not a kink. A Southern American woman, it's not too bad. I could go with that. If we're saying I got to pick the country they're
Any
from,
country.
I got to pick any country, and
Even
this
the US.
isn't right. This isn't like a racist thing. This is just I have to pick the country based on like customs and traditions
I
that
didn't
I'm
say-
gonna have to live
I
with
didn't
for the
say
rest of my life.
What type of person from the country? I just said pick a country where this girl's from. She could be anything.
Well, I want her to be very hot and very dumb. Okay, that's the
So,
whole point of a green card
US.
marriage.
Yeah.
But
The country of California.
Yeah.
I mean, so I'd pick either like a Latin American country. There's so many small ones, maybe Brazil or something like that. Like Russia, Siberia. That's good too. Just because it's so big, you got a lot of options.
True, that's fair.
You got a lot of option of mooses. Or
True.
Moose.
Well, no, you think Russia's bigger than America, so in their population, like is bigger than America as well. So, can you imagine how many hot women are in America right now?
And it's Asia. And
Asia.
they're suppressed.
Well, I don't want someone from mainland China.
Wow.
I'll take Hong Kong. So I'll date a girl from Hong Kong. I'll date someone from Japan. It's not an Asian thing. I'm just saying, if people from mainland, you think about what people from mainland China eat. Maybe one day I want a dog or a cat. I don't want her to just cook it one day.
Oh no.
It's not an Asian thing.
Man.
It's Chinese. It's a Chinese cultural thing.
The dogs are farmed. They're not eating pets.
They eat
Oh,
snakes.
Yeah, but that's a
They
snake.
eat bats.
Snakes
I
are-
mean, look what that
Yeah.
happened. Look how that went.
Well, You gotta
Anyways,
shoot
I'm not
above
trying to
the-
make you guys look racist. I'm just gonna make myself look racist. Y'all don't believe this. Okay. I'm gonna turn the tables. What would you guys do?
Japan.
Really? Thought about this, huh?
It's like, what do you think? Japan.
No question. I have no doubts.
I'd go like Italian or like Spain, like Spaniard.
Spaniard.
Yo,
A real
You know those-
Spaniard?
yeah,
those-
man. Dark hair, dark skin, maybe like Egyptian, dude.
Oh,
Did ya? You ever just see someone and think, yeah, they're probably good at sex?
Daily.
I actually see when you see like those girls and they're like 10 out of 10s, you know, just like any guy would just be like, yes, I bet they're really bad. Like, you know, they're just laying there.
Was it you were telling me? I feel like I heard something recently, or maybe I was just reading it online, but it was like, yeah, the ugly girls like have to work for it, so they get really good at it.
Oh, I told you something similar to that. I'm not going to repeat because it was from another friend who told me that, and he doesn't like to be looked at that way.
I mean, but like I get it.
I mean,
But I've messed around with
I
hot
think
girls that are like really freaking good at it.
I think there's some truth though to that statement.
Mhm.
I think there's a line where
Well, there's the full. All right, I'm going to say it, but I'm not going to associate. So, a friend that I don't think anyone on this podcast knows who would listen to, he told me that chubbier girls are better at sex because they have to try harder because they have something to prove.
yeah, I believe it. But
And now, see, I think at the end of the day, though, we're just three guys talking right now. At the end of the day, you want someone you want to be like able to sit down at dinner with and have a conversation.
oh yeah,
True.
If we're talking about like floozies. We're not talking about like wives.
life partners.
We're not talking about
No way.
really. You want a
You gotta
life
get
partner, and
that,
at the
that wife material.
and at the end of it, and then some days you'll be like, you know, I wish my wife was still as hot as she used to be, or looked like this, or something like that. But you know, then you think about it, it was like, you know, those girls are dumb as fuck.
Yeah.
And like you can't hold a conversation with them and stuff like that.
But
So
didn't you
for all the
just
women
say-
offended right now, let's just say I'm just defending myself as of everything.
Let's just say that.
Didn't you just say
Sam's single.
you wanted somebody dumb and hot? A second
That
ago.
was-
Well, no,
That
this in this situation, the idea is she's using me to get a green card.
Yes.
Right.
So
So
should
you
use
gotta
her.
you gotta squeeze as much out of her as possible.
Figuratively and literally.
No.
I think I'm a little too self-aware to be on 90 Day Fiance, just because I just know like hey, you want to have sex tonight? She's like, no, I'm not really in the mood. I don't know. Maybe this isn't working out. And then she's like, all right, let's do this.
Maybe I'm not in the mood to get you a citizenship.
I don't know. Maybe I don't know you as well as I thought I did. Maybe this whole citizenship test is gonna be harder than I
Dude, you
thought.
would have used the shit out of that.
Dude, yeah, I'm too. These guys are like not self-aware, and then there's like actual valid relationships on there, which those are weird. That doesn't make any sense.
So what's your price point for TLC to come to you and be like, all right, we're gonna film you doing this, but you have to be in it. How much money do they have to give you?
And you have to
in
actually
order to
marry
change your
them?
mind? Yes.
Oh.
No, I mean, marriage.
I feel like my
I
number would be low.
mean, we say marriage is like mainly
There's-
just like signing a legal contract.
Right.
Then again, if you like put a prenup in there and stuff like that, like it's not.
Right.
If you get divorced, it's like.
I have nothing to give.
I mean, I'd set it up where like we take what's each other's, and then I'll try to do a fair one, because I would at the point I would know that they're using me to get a green card.
So if you know you're in on the joke,
Yeah. So I'm somewhat in on it. So
give me my around the salary I get now, and we'll call it a deal. 22,000.
just give me a good $22,000 a year. I'll do anything for you, TLC.
Give me some royalties. And
like
I'll put on a show.
It's like Tiger King wages right there. How do they legally get away with paying $150 a week?
Dude, And then the people on Carol Baskins who are just like volunteering and just taking advantage.
She's not
of that.
paying them anything, and
True.
she's got them there for years. It's like,
She's
by the
got the
time you're a green
multi-level-
shirt, like 4 years.
She's got the multi-level marketing technique thing.
It's like,
Just,
what?
like, keep them going up in the
It's
ranks.
like a youth camp or something.
Well, the only thing I'd be able to say, at least on Joe's Zoo, is that it sounded like a lot of them lived on site because they were always talking about like, yeah, I could hear the tigers roaring in the morning. So I do know a lot of places that like you can get housing and electricity and like internet or whatever from.
Right.
They could easily give you whatever price a week. 'Cause I think a friend of mine, this is middle of nowhere, Missouri. He worked at like a youth home, and I think he got paid like $1,200 a month. However, he got a free house. He got some food paid for, free electricity,
Walmart
Wi-Fi, cable, and stuff like that. So, in reality, that situation was good. So that's the only thing I can think of. But then you think like, oh yeah, you guys get first pick at the expired meat.
Yeah.
And they're also living in a mobile home, which isn't like horrible,
True.
but
It's
some of them didn't
Oklahoma,
have
but-
air conditioning and
Yes.
running water. So
And I guess a lot of them were ex-cons too. So
Exactly.
they probably didn't have much of like a choice in job marketing, or they're like, yeah, well, I like the danger of the animals and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Did you watch the new? They added a new episode of it
Yeah.
where they just kind of do a post. Did you watch
We
that?
watched it last
we
night.
saw it last night.
Yeah, I just watched it last night too. I mean, it's okay. I like to hear like the actual cast's opinion of like, hey, this is what they kind of missed and stuff like that. So you kind of get a full picture of what's going on.
That shit that Rick was talking about. Holy crap! It's like,
Dude, well, I saw him on David
killed the
Spade
sweetest
talk
horse.
about that stuff. Like, yeah, that horse story. I'm trying to think of here, who's the most normal person from that cast?
like
That's
totally normal.
Who would be the closest to? Who's the whitest person out there?
the whitest.
The whole cast was white except for the Kelsey,
Saf.
but he goes Saf. He goes by that now. But who'd be the most normal?
Oh,
I would say the
that
guy
is
without his legs.
Yeah. If we're talking like the entire show, the girl that escaped Doc Antle and was living in Illinois.
Yeah,
Oh,
she was pretty victimized.
Yeah.
Pretty normal.
Outside
happy
of
they
like
didn't-
weird side characters, I mean,
I thought the campaign manager guy sort of
that's
Had his shit
the,
relatively.
the gunshot thing really did a number on him.
Oh yeah, I
It's
mean,
like, yeah, they
Well-
didn't give me any counseling, so I've just, been
Well,
hanging on that.
But he's also
out of
like-
all of it, you see someone accidentally shoot themselves. You're just like, there's so much going on in your head,
Right.
right? And like, that happened to anyone. I think that'd just be shocking.
Oh yeah. I don't know, man. I think Rick's probably the.
who's the long haired dude? Eric something.
He's the most down to earth.
That
He's
guy's
just
badass.
Like, he knows.
I just think he just really likes lions, and
Yeah.
tigers.
He
That's
just
all.
really-
He's just like, I really like lions and tigers, and so I don't really care about anything else.
I don't care about humans. Like multiple people on that show were literally like, I'll kill the rest of these people before I kill one of these tigers.
Yeah, and that's what I want to know. I mean, I think about obviously it's wrong, but then their whole purpose as a business was kind of like you want like the baby tiger cubs and the baby lions and stuff like that.
Right.
You want people to hold them and take pictures with them, and then they get older and aggressive and stuff like that, and you really don't have a use for them, and so that's the kind of idea of how they put them down and stuff like that. From a business standpoint, that makes sense, but then you think about like the actual humanity of it, and you're like, ooh.
It's fucked.
Yeah. And so that's kind of the problem with the business is after the lions and tigers are grown up, like you don't know what to do with them.
Right.
They're just
And you have the problem with Joe where he has like 226 tigers or whatever. It's like, what the hell do you do with them at that point? He can only expand so much. And you have to
and then like you
feeding
have to
them.
keep having cubs to like
And right, to keep his business afloat in order to feed them.
Yeah.
It's
$10,000 a year
Per
roughly
tiger. Per tiger.
per tiger. That's
Like,
ridiculous.
that number is ridiculous. That's
Honestly,
$227,000.
I didn't think the expired meat thing was that bad. It's the expired meat they can't sell. So, a lot of times you get like something like sell by this date and then you get it discounted for like 1 day.
Right.
So, like, I don't think that was as bad as they try to make it sound. Because you can put it in your freezer and then...
Right. It's just that he's taking advantage of that, which paints a weird picture. Not necessarily a bad one, but it's like...
Well, that's going to go to a dumpster anyway.
Exactly.
It's like
True.
it might as well get eaten.
I actually think that's not too bad. And especially...
I feel like there's a lot of foods that do that.
Like, that's better than just... If you think about all the food we waste in the country, and like, feeding just sell-by meat to tigers and lions... That's actually a good idea, and it's going to save them money in the long run. But obviously the employees aren't doing too good. So
yeah,
that was my biggest beef with the series.
The fact that they didn't have enough money to get food, that they had to pick through that, or they didn't have.
That was food. That was a problem. Well,
that was messed up.
It's kind of like there's one thing. I don't think it was like a necessary thing where everyone was like really needing it. I think it was just kind of like when you go have a pizza party and they have like 1 or 2 left over, and it's like someone can just take the whole thing home if they want.
Right.
And I think like I'll take it. But I think if it's like we desperately need this, then I think that's the problem. But I think I didn't think that was that bad as people would make it out to be.
So I'm glad that they finally like came out in the open and just said like, yeah, that's not Joe Exotic's voice on all the songs.
Yeah, I think
that I'm so glad they finally burst that bubble.
Yeah, I'm Joe Exotic, the tiger and the king.
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty easy to tell when he's trying to sing it at the funeral.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely not him.
That was the most awkward
on a
funeral
show.
I've ever seen.
Yeah, that was... Dude, Travis had some hot friends off topic. Did you see those women there?
Oh,
you never saw a woman looking like that be in that same area before.
One of those was his mom, right? Or are you talking about someone else?
No, it kind of like look at the funeral scene.
Oh, in the
and then like
yeah, just in the crowd.
Yeah, just in the crowd. There's like how.
Well,
no one in this documentary is supposed to be good looking, except for maybe Carol when she was younger. But at that point, it's like the crazy outweighs the looks.
Nah, I don't even think Carol had it back then. She was just always
for
crazy.
there was a minute, but.
Man, she went through some pretty traumatic shit, so I don't blame her for being crazy.
For killing her husband?
Yeah, that'd be pretty traumatic.
I don't blame her for killing her husband.
She also threw a potato at her first husband. That was attempted murder.
It's just, that's whatever.
Imagine going to prison for throwing a husband and, like, actually hurting someone really bad. And then, like, you get asked in prison. So what are you in here for? I'm like, I threw a potato.
At my husband. Ex-husband.
And you're like, ooh. Potato smasher.
Yeah.
But anyways, we kind of like examined ourselves like who is who in this world. I'm obviously Doc Antle. Just getting laid nonstop.
Wow.
Yeah.
Killing tigers humanely, thank you. And
hey, Joe's getting laid nonstop also.
Yeah. Getting laid by mething up guys.
Young and dumb.
Getting a tooth job.
Yeah, you said you like them young and dumb.
True.
Hot and dumb. Hot, young, and dumb.
TJ is Josh. He's the guy who watched Travis kill himself.
Brutal.
It's like if TJ just got abnormally fat, I think that would be... You'd look just like him. Actually, I told you this, but when I finally figure out how to do...
Cables are $28 a piece?
I think that recorded too. I love that. So yeah, I think if you just got morbidly... When I learn how to do deep fakes, that's the first one I'm doing.
Hey,
I did a bad thing.
what'd you do?
This is all blondies.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Does anybody like dark beer?
Yes.
I got you.
no. Dude, I just got like a fuck ton of beer.
Well, there's Rich for the first time on the podcast.
Hey,
Yeah, he's finally made it.
for the second
shit.
time. Is that like a to-go beer?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I was
Do you think we'll finally legalize to-go alcohol, like just nationwide?
We just did it.
Steve,
Is it actually? Wait, no. Like
Yeah, it was already partway there.
you can kind of do it now. I know Applebee's you can get those those margaritas in just a bag or something like that.
Yeah, so he brought home margaritas the other night. They were in these little plastic what the fuck do you call them?
Just like to go.
Like little to-go things. They're tiny. They're
like
more
shooters?
soup containers or something.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Huh. No,
I don't,
that's not
just
what I
know
would
that,
expect to drink a marg out of.
I mean, I poured it in a glass. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think culturally is going to change after everything kind of wraps up? Do you think handshakes will still be a thing?
I mean, I've had a lot of instances where I just ran into my buddy Tom yesterday because he's mixing our live stream, and I mean, we instinctively went to do a handshake, and I was like, oh, elbow. So I mean, it's so ingrained in people's minds that I think people are going to go back to handshakes.
I hope that
But
wearing casual clothes to work is more appropriate.
I don't know what that has to do with anything.
Exactly.
I haven't worn a pair of jeans since before everything.
I think people are going to be so desperate for human interaction that I think maybe people won't get rejected as much.
Dude, I'm ready for those women. Dude, I'm serious. I just need to keep going down with this weight loss.
Time to climb, baby.
Keep working on it.
I'm just going to keep going down. I'm working on some facial hair. I'm just, I'm working on myself right now. That's I'm taking advantage of this quarantine.
Got to work on training them women while you can. Old Doc.
Yeah.
I can't get you to be my wife, but let's enjoy the ride along the way.
So first week back, go down to Broadway.
Oh yeah.
Hit the Broads way.
I'm usually so against that, but I think I'm gonna hit it. I think we all hit Broadway.
Just like Printer's Alley or something like that.
The next year.
So anything.
Dude, yeah, I want to know what nightlife's gonna be like here when.
It's gonna get crazy, man.
It's gonna be bumping, man. So many people are gonna go.
Dude, we gotta cut this thing before summer. Summer's.
It's not gonna be a hot girl summer, man.
So
yeah. And then we don't want to keep hot girl. We don't want to cancel hot girl summer. We want to get to Thought.
Hold up.
What?
I said, don't you think the vaccine will come in waves, though? It's not just going to be there's an end point, right? It's going to slowly taper off.
Well, I actually think coronavirus was created by the government to give us all autism so we won't rise up in revolt.
Oh, no! Sam says the government's trying to give us autism, and that's why.
I wonder how many anti-vaxxers are going to go away after this.
Oh. Well, we'll see at the end how many keep talking about it.
Yeah. So there's a lot. There's a lot of things. Yeah, I wonder handshakes. I wonder if people are just going to stop being flaky. Because I mean, that's my big pet peeve when people are just flaky.
Yeah. And they
and just an actual flaky person because we do music stuff all the time. So typically, if we have to reschedule, if we have to cancel something or stuff like that, all you say is, hey, let's reschedule.
Right.
And you usually know if someone wants to reschedule if they are serious with you and honest with you. But people are just let's not think about it. And then you got to figure out your own end.
It sucks. Yeah.
on Amazon or no?
Yeah,
Just
I hate it when you make a plan and you have it set and then last minute things change. You're
Right. But I'm saying for the next one.
Great. What? It would have been fine if you just told us earlier. If you knew, I don't know.
Yeah, I give people 2 chances on that, unless they're obviously trying.
Yeah.
It's just come on.
Your grandma died 3 times now.
All 3 of your grandmas died. And you said they're all biological.
Yeah. The grandma's a lesbian, okay? Both 2 of them.
Grandma's not going anywhere, Napoleon. Here's a good question. If your parents were going to be the same sex, would you rather have 2 dads or 2 moms?
Ooh.
Obviously, either one is fine.
I think I'd probably go 2 moms.
Dude, everyone says that. I've never had a 2 dads.
Because
you know you're going to a good college.
and like, especially if you have a butch mom, because they don't take shit. They're ready to fight.
Because see, you get the Karen, and then you get the one who loves you.
Right. Get a hippie, and
the Karen gets you to where you need to be. I'll say Vanessa. Actually, Vanessa's not a mom name.
We also have
the Cheryl. No, that's
no. It's something hot, like beat down to bang the mom, but dude,
who's mom?
Dude, I have some friends and they have kids and they're actually pretty good looking, and I was like, man, this kid's gonna get it in high school. They're like, I'm gonna fuck your mom.
Wow.
I always liked that because my mom is super old, so I never got that. It was great.
TJ, aren't you blessed? And it's like when you get married and have kids, it's like you want to have a hot wife, but you don't want your kids to have a hot mom.
I mean, I don't think
it's
it
like
hurts
a trophy.
to have a hot mom.
You'd be like, look, kids, I did this.
Look, kids,
dude, I'm waiting. If I had a son, what I would do, wait till he's like 14, 15, hanging out with his friends at our place, and be like, I'm going to call my son Pete. It's like, hey, Pete, guess what? What? Fucked your mom last night. Right in front of all his friends.
He's like, all right, let's crack open a beer and celebrate with Dad.
I did it, son.
If you guys had kids, what'd be your rule on alcohol?
Oh, I think I would, once they get to a certain age, like 16 or something, I'd probably let them drink with me. If I'm around.
I'm saying
I think
after they graduate.
Or like 18.
I think I would be
21.
18.
I would be strict, just like my parents were, so that way they have to figure out how to be sneaky. Because that's a good thing to have life experience-wise.
A lot of good trauma coming out of there.
Oh, yeah.
I would say they have to have graduated high school. That would be my rule.
Dude, my dad drank around me so much that like I could drink a beer right in front of him. He wouldn't even realize I was.
Oh, nope.
He was, especially like he used to be out on a boat all the time, like up on the Potomac River, and like he would just get trashed.
There was a couple times,
like
I think I was at least 19 or 20 where I drank around my parents, but other than that, like I didn't get like hammered around them.
I think my first beer was like 13 or something. It's like way young.
Actually, because since you all know me as the alcoholic, I didn't have my first drink till I was 20.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, so it's probably some sort of like disorder I have. Probably some trauma there, but
all at once.
All at once.
We're just gonna numb that out.
Make up for lost time.
I drank the most before I turned 21. Like I think I started when I was like 18, because I went to Wales on a foreign exchange trip, and it was the legal age is 18 there, so I was like, well,
might as well
do it.
Yeah, I feel like 18. 18's a good age. I was 18 like August of my senior year, so I don't know. That one's pretty good.
Look, man, if you can get sent out to die for this country, you can have a fucking beer. All right.
True.
So maybe they should make it like if you're in the Army, 18.
Well, I think the military, they actually have like completely different rules. Any of the armed forces,
they're very strict on that.
Mm-hmm. They just have like, I don't know all the rules, but I think I heard something like they could kill you. My friend Kurt's probably going to listen to this. He's in the Air Force, so I think I said his name, so I'm not going to finish the next story. So I'm not gonna embarrass him or get him in trouble. But anyways, yeah, they follow one. However, they do have, back where I used to live, there is a big Air Force base out there, and what they would do there's actually a bar. It's maybe a town of like 2,000 people. There's a bar called, I'm not going to say the bar's name. I don't want them to get in trouble. I'm actually censoring myself. I'm doing pretty good this episode.
I'm surprised.
Didn't say the R word. Didn't say
M-word.
the M word. Didn't say my friend's dirty secret. Didn't say a name of a bar that I shouldn't be saying. Anyways, so since it's right next to an Air Force base, they obviously got a lot of Air Force people in there, and so they just never carded them. And I think I went there one time, didn't card me. I was 22, but still.
They thought you were in the Air Force?
Yeah, I definitely.
With that hair?
Yeah, this.
With the swoop?
It's just it may have been like less volume back then, but
A little too much volume.
Yeah.
There was Oh, go for it.
You guys went to music school, right?
I went to art school.
I went to music school.
Okay.
They're the same.
There was like the Marine Corps band tried to recruit me. And I'm like, I assume they just like heard my name. I don't think they've actually seen me.
Wait, what'd you play? You were in marching
Guitar.
band, right?
No, I played guitar in our college jazz ensemble.
Gotcha. Nice.
So you know a major 7 chord then.
Oh yeah, I know a couple.
Nice.
And our teacher had perfect pitch. So typically with like jazz guitar, you'll try to like sometimes fake your way around a really hard chord to transition to. And then he would just notice immediately. I'm like, what the hell are you doing?
Yep.
But not as mean.
Did you ever play with Mr. Sims back in high school?
Was he at Liberty?
I think he was a middle school teacher.
Oh.
But he like directed one of the jazz band things.
I think I probably have.
He had perfect pitch, and he would pick out which saxophone was out. Be like, "You're the one that's out." And they'd be like, "What? Me?"
That was that a jazz ensemble or like a
Jazz ensemble.
a jazz ensemble? It's easy in a jazz ensemble
It's just some kid trying to fit in with the rest of the band geeks and can't even fit in with them. It's like, fuck.
Yeah, it's pretty easy because if it's saxophones, there's like 5 of them. So like they're all playing different parts. So you're just like, okay, which note out of the chord is wrong? And you see this one who's playing this part. That one's, if it was like an entire like orchestra or like a wind ensemble, like that would be impressive.
I can't remember if
it's you.
did it for the wind ensemble. I do remember him doing it in the jazz thing.
I'm pretty sure it's normally like 2 altos, 2 tenors, and a bari, right?
That's jazz, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes our school would switch around where, like, depending on the song, like, we'd have, like, 3 tenors or 3 altos, and then somebody would hop up with, like, soprano sax and shit.
Oh, man.
Kenny G up in there.
No, I remember, let's see, it was my freshman year of college. I was in, like, the lower jazz ensemble, and for some reason, 2 guitar players auditioned, but no piano players auditioned. And so I guess instead of what we decided to do was we'd switch off because he passed his piano proficiency and I knew a little bit of piano. So, and I had a solo in one song for some dumb fuck reason.
Oh man,
Piano solo. Go.
And apparently I like, then there was this guy in the upper jazz band. He played alto sax, but he's also like a really good piano player as well. And he's like, fuck, this guy can do everything. And I'm like, ooh. Yeah, now he probably regrets saying that. BJ, you play trumpet, don't you?
Sort of.
That's like how I remember the one part you played.
That meme was amazing, dude.
Oh, so for those who don't know, I did a meme of... so I went to a show where TJ played with Megan, and he plays trumpet on one song. And so I guess I recorded it on my Instagram like story. And so what I did was I took it out, muted it. I just like went on YouTube and like Googled like bad trumpet playing. And this guy's like, and it's just so bad. But TJ's like looking like he's so into it when he's playing it.
Are you gonna throw the clip in like right now?
I could do it right now.
Let's go to the clip.
Let's go to the clip.
Yeah.
Well, no,
Right.
and then I also did one
Oh, it's
of
on.
Jordan. Jordan, he plays in your band, but he also plays in the Sweetness. That's his project, and I did it. And then he told me after he saw it, told me like, yeah, I was kind of uncomfortable with it because it actually matched very closely.
That one was great. It actually lined up.
A lot of the parts, there's a couple parts that don't line up very well, but that one, there's some of them that just like, I don't know how I did that, but that was just my magic.
I don't know how I missed that, but I just saw that like a couple days ago for the
I
first
have
time.
not seen that.
I didn't see that one.
What
It's
is
on
it
the town posting.
It's on the town posting page. Oh my god,
Oh,
it was
no.
that was probably the best one you've ever done.
He was. Well, then it looks like the drums are off too. If you look, if you just
soloing. Yep.
Wow. You just found that?
I just like Googled bad guitar playing.
And then Jordan popped up,
That's
and that was
funny.
it. No, I'm
Well,
just
then,
kidding.
yeah, and then I just like put the two together. It's
All right,
I
Jordan's
think,
a bad player.
yeah, he's really good. Well, here's the funny in our practice run of this. I said like Jordan's kind of like the show offy one. So like you think Jordan is like the real talent of the group, just because you know he's wearing the visors and stuff like that. You two are singing, doing the heavy lifting, and then like Rich is the sleeper.
Rich is the sleeper
Here
cell.
A second ago.
Yeah.
He's just like, because there's not a lot of, you guys don't have a ton of like just like bass solos. Usually bass players who like pretend they're really good are like slapping and trying to do all this crazy ass shit. But then you get people like Rich who are just like, who just very well do what the bass is supposed to do in a very good way. Because a lot of times you think, oh, you're supposed to hold the bottom end. Well, you're not supposed to hold the bottom end. You're kind of supposed to create the structure, fill in the structure that the drums are doing and the guitars are doing. So you're kind of filling in that empty space between the drums and the guitars with your band in that case. And so
For
that's
sure.
where Rich does really well. And then
He does
did,
more than just holding root notes.
yeah, he definitely does that. That's one thing you learn if you're doing like any sort of electronic music. Like you should know how bass lines work.
Yeah.
You should know how a bass
Sure.
works, just like a bass guitar. Because I feel like bass guitar kind of got it right.
Yeah, I agree. Like,
When we're talking about
Tyler.
like low end instruments,
Yeah.
that's one thing cool because they're doing a lot of synths that are kind of like emulating the style of how bass players play, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And so that kind of like, it makes music a lot more interesting moving forward. I don't think the electric bass is going anywhere.
No, there's still a lot of pop music that has actual bass in it. So,
Yeah. I think I read, there was some article that was like guitars going away and they're like, actually, no, guitar's actually rising. Like you're hearing more of it in music.
I mean, it just depends on the song. There's most pop productions have a guitar part in there somewhere.
A lot of them actually use real drums too. They just put samples over it,
Mix them in, yeah.
which is like the good pop music from the bad pop music. Just like
Hmm.
that's why Katy Perry songs are so good. I think she's had the same drummer for a while, at least in the studio, and then so I think that's what one thing that keeps her going.
I feel like I should know the name of this guy.
Yeah, we should
What,
know
Katy-
everyone.
Katy Perry's drummer,
I feel like I know the answer to this.
Adam Marcello.
He's
Hey,
solid.
He looks just like.
Is that just Steve in a wig?
Yep. Oh, he plays traditional. Wait.
I don't know which one he is. No. Oh no, wait. Tony Royster Jr. That's who I was thinking.
Okay,
I'm
that
sure-
makes more sense.
He plays there. Yeah. I was like, I definitely know.
Huh.
It's a name I would know. I don't know the other one, but
Okay, let's do this. Let's name great drummers in just like pop acts.
Lester or what's his name?
We can go a little bit less or a little bit newer, but you would think people may know who it is.
I also blanking on his name. Larnell Lewis.
Who's he playing with?
I don't know. I'm just.
I mean, he was with Snarky Puppy, but I mean, I think
I'm pretty sure everyone in that band plays for pop musicians.
Yeah, I mean, I think Larnell has like his own group now.
Well, that's actually cool, you know.
I was thinking of Lester Estelle, the guy who plays with Kelly Clarkson. He's a Nashville dude, and that guy can shred. He's got chops.
I'd say the guy who plays for Steve Jordan with John Mayer obviously is a beast.
Oh, Steve Jordan's great. Does he still play with Mayer?
So I watched him do like a concert a couple years. It was like the Bud Light dive tour, something like that. It was like a live feed I watched. Jay-Z's drummer, which Tony Royster Jr. Okay, that's the same guy as Katy Perry. That's why.
Oh, there it is.
You know, Tony Royster Jr. You know, he's just the only guy.
There's a video of him doing a drum solo when he's like 8, and he just fucking slays, man.
You ever just hate kids who are really good at instruments?
Constantly.
I feel like I should be able to punch them in the face.
I've been playing since I was 8, and haven't gotten much better. Plateaued pretty good. It's like I got really good at the performance part of it, not so much the play.
But how often are we just sitting there practicing? Like, I mean, actual practicing.
Not often at all.
Wood shedding it. I'd never do that.
I'm more focused on writing the full song.
Are we pulling up
band
the
practice?
Yeah.
Yeah, this 12 years old. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I wish I could.
We're getting stuck in a YouTube wormhole.
I just wanted to highlight it, even though you can't see it.
Well, see, the thing is we can't do the screen capture right now without.
Yeah, no. This show has a long way to go.
Oh, I have seen this video.
Yeah, he absolutely shreds. For those of you who have not seen it, Tony Royster Jr., 12 years old. It's amazing. He does this thing with the splashes where he's like, it's like old Sesame Street grooves.
Sesame Street grooves.
Do you ever do you guys follow Meinl and Zildjian on and other drum companies on Facebook, and you just get lost in those drum videos?
My favorite page is Drumeo. Do you guys watch that?
No.
Oh yeah. Dude, you just get lost in watching those videos. Except for occasionally when the drum beats suck, and you're like, I'm not watching this.
I'll go on my Instagram, recommended for you or whatever.
These guys, Drumeo.
Oh, that looks great.
I probably can't even see it. It's probably a verse too.
Yeah, well, one topic I want to get into today. That now I'm being a journalist.
Where's that been?
So Steve,
time?
Yes,
we were talking the other day.
Yes,
and you created this technique to wipe your ass, or your dad did.
Yes, my dad.
Which has blown my mind. I use flushable wipes, not ashamed, and I tried this with just one of those. You can get 2 or 3 extra wipes out of that.
Yeah, man.
So I want you to tell the origin of this story.
Okay.
And then go into the operation of how it works.
Okay. So,
do we need to demonstrate?
Frankly, I am just flabbergasted that not everyone knows this. So start with that. When I was in college, my freshman year, I had a friend that would come over to our dorm room fairly frequently, and he would also frequently clog our toilet, and we never knew why, because he was a smaller guy, but we never had any issue with it or whatever. So I asked him, I was like, what is your flushing technique? Because obviously or wiping techniques. I think that's the reason why it's clogging. And he's like, oh, just like anyone else, I'll grab it and I'll ball it up, wipe a couple times, throw it away, do another one. And I was like, wait, like, does everyone wipe like this? Like, this is not at all how, like, I was taught to be deliberate with my wipes. My dad told me this at a young age. I mean, honestly, probably when I was learning how to shit in the toilet. So, you take 4 squares, see, it's about this much, and you fold it in half once, you wipe. That way, there's no breakage. You fold it in half again, you wipe again. And then you can fold it in half one more time and get one final wipe. And that way, it's like a little rectangle at this point.
I got you 4 squares to demonstrate.
Right. So, again, 4 squares. And this is good technique for now. So you fold it in half once, do your thing, wipe. At that point, there'll be some brown on one side. You're going to fold the brown inside. You have another palette to wipe your brown paint onto. Brown, fold it in again. Rectangle.
Oh, you go all the way down.
Rectangle. This is the dangerous one, but you can get a lot out of this because it wraps around your finger, right? So get one last one. If you're really feeling like you want to conserve a little bit more, sometimes you can, if depending on how much brown's on there, you can do it one more time, and you get about.
There's no way you go all the way.
Well,
down.
I do occasionally.
I do that exact same thing with a flushable wipe. You have to be really careful, but you can do it.
Careful, right?
And then also at the same time, because you should, you're going to wash your hands afterwards. So
exactly. So, which leads me to technique number 2, which is more for dire situations. Say you're on your last roll of toilet paper. You're not sure how long the grocery store is going to be carrying it. I learned, my friend's dad taught me this
relevant.
one.
These are dark times.
Yes, my friend's dad taught me this one while we were camping because he only had one roll, and he said, "You guys better either hold your shit together or we're gonna have to start doing it this way." So you have 1 square.
Oh, that's brutal.
You're gonna fold it in half.
At least it's 2-ply.
And then you're gonna fold it in half again. So you make this like little rectangle piece. All right. And now this corner where all of the folds are, you're gonna rip that corner out like so. So now you have a little corner like this. So now you're gonna save this piece. You put that in your pocket. It's very important. So now you have a piece like this. I maybe ripped it a little too big. So the idea is you put your finger in this hole.
What?
And you use your finger to get it clean. Your finger's gonna get dirty. I'm sorry. Dire times.
Ew.
And then you use the paper and you pull it off. So you wipe it off into the paper. So now throw that away. And then the extra piece, you wipe the poop out from under your fingernails.
Oh no!
And then you go wash your hands, or if you're camping,
Christ,
wipe it on some leaves or something. But
I would rather just use a bunch of leaves.
you gotta be
like multiple leaves.
If one of those leaves is poison ivy, you'd wish you'd done the technique.
I feel like if you're gonna go camping though, like I'd bring.
You got to be prepared to get some poison.
I'd bring 3.
I mean,
I could bring 3 rolls of toilet paper.
I think
Camping. I know. Worst case
but-
scenario, you're gonna get to 2. But the 3rd one just in case. Something is gonna. Anything could happen.
Yeah. So yeah, it's really gross, but if it comes to it and you're on your last roll of toilet paper, like you're gonna wash your hands anyway. So.
See, I remember the fold technique. That one works really well. The finger
fold is great. That's if it's like any normal day. That way you don't have to.
That's honestly that's changed my life. You can just do it with one single flushable wipe. What they recommend, only use one because I've sometimes used like 2 or 3. Just like, you get a dirty one in there.
So yeah, it's we're trying to conserve things in these times, and it also helps your toilet not clog. But yeah, when I taught my friend that, he was like, He was from New Jersey. You know, it's like,
That explains a lot.
bro, the technique has changed my life.
Does he call you up every day to just...
No, it's been a
That'd be
while.
funny, dude. I wiped
Changed my
again.
life. I wiped again every time. I thought of you when I wiped
Dude, I
today.
got diarrhea right now. Thank you for your technique.
Yeah. So,
Oh,
it's
man.
very important, though.
Wow.
Don't waste
Do y'all
that
remember the last time you sharded?
I don't think I've ever, like, actually, like,
No
shit my
way.
pants.
No way.
Have you ever, like, actually just, like, shit your pants, like, out
Like,
in
full
public?
on?
Well,
Or-
no, I've never actually shit my pants. I've sharded where I farted,
A little
And-
bit comes out.
poop comes out. Sometimes I catch it a lot of times though.
Yeah. Usually you
Catch
catch
over-
yourself prairie dogging.
Yeah.
Great job pooping.
I think the last time I sharded, it was one of the times we were on the road because I remember.
Dude, no, that sounds like road ass right there.
Well, you just like you fart and it's like, I mean, usually it's just sweaty and you think it's a problem, but it's not. But we stopped at like a rest stop and I was like, I just like the whole time before that I was like, I don't like something's wrong.
Something's wrong. Everything keeps coming out of me.
Yeah, it's just a little bit. It wasn't like anything to write home about, but you know, touched underwear. So gotta
TikTok underwear.
dig into your
Tick touched.
yeah, dig into your suitcase and bring out a fresh pair.
Dude, yeah.
But
Do you know
it's
there's
been a
people out
while.
there who don't wear underwear? Just
Oh god, it's a dangerous game.
Just straight up commando all the time.
like Joe Exotic.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, true.
I don't
kind
get
of
it.
comfy. It's comfy.
Not if you have a zipper right there.
I mean, if you're careful, you don't have to worry about it.
Can you imagine, like, have you ever, like, accidentally just straight up zipped your dick?
No,
That's
because I'm careful
I did
with
that
my-
once.
best friend.
I always put it in.
Yeah,
Just
it's
flopping out there.
it's brutal. You get a,
Is
what's
it-
that movie?
Something about
There's something
Mary.
about Mary, yeah.
Yeah,
That nuts stuck.
that movie scared me so bad that I will never ever do it in my entire life. I'm just very careful.
Sorry, the fucking hair gel scene gets me every time.
Oh, that one.
Is that how you keep your volume so good?
Yeah, just semen right there.
Why pay for wax when you can make your own?
I use hair clay, thank you.
From?
So I'm using like
These
the
Redken.
Lockhart's matte clay right now, but I also do like Blue Mon Cavalier clay. It's really good. Gives you a lot of texture, so it doesn't look like just like you're a loser, and it's like super straight and like everything like that.
I did my hair for a while in college, and I used. What did I use? I used Redken something.
I think Redken's. My brother used to work at a hair salon. He's gay. If you didn't know, I'm gonna mention it again because being gay isn't a personality trait. So I'm just gonna
Right.
say that. Do you ever meet a gay person? And they're like, "Oh, I'm gay." I'm like, "Is that your personality?" Like, that's not a personality trait.
How did you know?
That's just. It's like a guy whose personality trait is fucking women. It's like it's not a personality trait.
No, it's definitely not.
So that's why I like to make fun of my brother like
But
that.
it's like, I mean, the majority of them are like pretty nice people, but you could be an asshole,
Yeah.
like just like anyone
Yeah.
else. I mean,
I know a lot of gay. You should, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
like it
Art
doesn't
school.
matter.
well, I
me,
don't. You'll know. I've been in a lot of situations where people are like, "Oh, well, yeah, me and my husband." I'm like, "Yeah, I don't care. That's normal to me. Like, you don't have to try. Like, that's not a personality trait.
Praise me, damn it.
Praise me. Get out of my way. I'm gay.
Strong gay man.
I'm a strong gay man, and I don't need anyone."
Everyone's gay. It's 2020.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, no, you're
Spectrum.
not gay unless J.K. Rowling says you're gay, and then you're gay.
And then you're really gay. So Dumbledore, he's fucking gay.
Well, he's been gay forever, but like
According-
Well, no, like if you actually look back right after she finished the final Harry Potter book, someone asked her like something about Dumbledore's like husband, J.K. Rowling. He's like, I always kind of imagined him as being gay. You know, that's what she said. Like this was like 2008, 2007 or something like that. And then now she's like really digging into it.
Gotta get that cultural money.
Yep.
That one she really is digging into now, but was actually a valid thing, and it pissed a lot of people off.
Why? Like
I don't know. I don't know why.
You're that pissed that you're gonna get like pissed off at a fictional character being something you don't agree with.
Why didn't he come out of the closet?
I don't understand like homophobia. It's like
either. Let them do their thing. You know what's funny is the people that are always worried about it are the ones that are all about like, don't take my guns. It's like, well, don't take their dick.
They're offering you Arby's gift cards.
Oh.
I mean, it's true. Like, if you're so worried about someone coming and taking your guns, don't let. Like, you shouldn't be fucked up about someone coming and taking their sexuality. Like, I don't care.
If it's not bothering you, it's not hurting anybody.
Right.
Leave them the fuck alone.
Right. Exactly.
One thing, but I want to talk about Arby's gift cards.
Okay.
So I know where this is going.
You remember I told you the story of the guy who offered Arby's gift cards to guys for sexual shit?
Was he a priest or
I
something?
don't
He was
remember
like
that.
He was an elder at a church.
Yeah.
In a Mormon church?
No, this was in
Church
Missouri.
of Christ. This is Con Man, John Con Man Economy. It's like where they live. And I went to high school there. And
Is this
so
Kirkland?
Kirksville, yeah. So what happened was in the story, because I haven't told it on the show before, here's the story that's been on New York Times and the Joe Rogan Experience. And if you don't know what the Joe Rogan Experience is, that's a Oprah for men. If that wants to make sense. What happened was, so this college professor at Truman State University, my dad works there, and he's the best cross-country and track coach that's ever lived there, according to me.
He lives there? At the
Yeah,
college?
my parents both lived there. And so this guy, he was offering college students. So that's obviously the wrong thing to begin with. If you're a teacher at this university, you shouldn't be trying to solicit sex out of students, even if they're not in your class or not.
So he was a teacher.
Not my dad is, but not.
guy-
This isn't about my dad. My dad's a good guy. The only person he did wrong to was me. Oh no, that's a joke. He doesn't like that joke. Anyways, so what he would do is he would go ahead. He would offer like sexual favors to guys on Grindr.
Okay.
And his username would be DILF, DILF, Daddies I'd like to fuck.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
And so he'd offer Arby's gift cards for sexual favors. And so that's how he thought he would get around prostitution.
Meat for meat.
So anyways, eventually a sting caught up with that, and he got arrested. And so I don't know what's going on with him right now. Yeah, sting from the police, because they saw they were hearing like, it's a prostitution thing, and
You don't have to put out the red light.
and prostitution's, I guess, illegal in Missouri, especially in the way this is occurring.
You guessed. This is your home
Well,
state.
in like states prostitution's illegal in, this is, prostitution's, a lot more. If you look at Nevada, it's a lot more.
It's more prevalent.
It's more accepted in other places.
It's more prevalent, and it's more looked into, and like you're not worried about the women's safety,
Right.
or less, stuff like that. So so he's offering Arby's gift cards for this. I think he's offering gas cards too. That's part of the story, but I want to focus on the Arby's gift cards because that's funnier. So anyways, he eventually gets caught by the police, and this makes New York Times, Joe Rogan, millions of other things. I find out about this through a friend in Nashville. About I just see Missouri church elder gets arrested for offering Arby's gift cards for sex. This is like the title I see. And so I think I lived in Missouri for about 10 years. Let me look into this. So I wonder where in Missouri this is. So I take a look at it, I'm like, Kirksville, Missouri. I'm like, well, fuck, I lived there for 6 years. Let's look at like more information on this person, and I see Barry Pointer.
Did you really have to look it up though to know? Come on.
Well, no.
I mean,
you just hear Missouri church elder. So, like, I'm like, I want to know if this has anything to do with me. And I'm like, holy shit, it does. And so I look at his name, I'm like, Barry Pointer. I'm like, I went to school with his kids, and they were assholes to me. So, you know when someone's like an asshole to you, and you're just like, I'm going to be the bigger person and just walk away.
Yeah.
And then the universe just gets revenge on him.
This is your revenge.
This was like that beautiful moment, and when you feel like you do the right thing, and then the right thing happens. This was like that perfect moment. So, anyways, that's the story you hear in the New York Times. Now, on this show, I'm going to drop some solid new information that most people have never heard before. So, anyways. So it was Christmas Eve. My brother, me and my brother and my mom were talking. So I told my mom about this situation. Like, Mom, did you hear about Barry Pointer? Yeah, he was offering sex for Arby's. I'm like, we have the meats and all that stuff. And so my mom was like shocked because I guess she didn't hear the news. My mom's a normal human being who doesn't need to, who doesn't have anxiety or depression or anything. Like most musicians in Nashville do. And so she was like that. Yeah. And then, I told my brother about this. Like, I messaged him, like, isn't this funny? I'm like, weren't those kids assholes, his kids? I'll leave them unnamed because they didn't do any, they're just wrong to me. And then my mom was like, Matt, didn't you take his class and he tried to fail you because you wrote a paper about being gay? And I'm like, holy shit, this is a new thing. My brother's like, because I make fun of him for being gay all the time. Well, I don't necessarily make fun of him for being gay. What I'll do is be like, hey, Matt, you got a girlfriend? Shit like, like, not homophobic jokes, but like, like gay jokes.
He's your brother. You can fuck with him.
It's like Micah. It's like Micah being fat, pray for Micah.
Hashtag pray for... Are you going to throw that across the screen?
Hashtag pray for Micah. Well, we're always praying for Micah. I haven't stopped.
You haven't stopped praying?
Yeah.
You haven't stopped kneeling?
And so I'm trying to get some dirt out of all this because this is... So I use my podcasting skills where you get the person comfortable with you, so they just start telling you everything because they feel comfortable talking to you, which is an actual trick. It's what you do. It's actual.
Are we
there yet? Good interviewers do. I've gotten you guys plenty of times.
We about to let some demons out?
Well, no, I got Jordan be like, yeah, I pissed myself at a party and then left.
True. I forgot about that one.
I'm not the greatest interviewer of all time, but I can get what I want if I need to. But anyways, so we talk about that. I'm like, so I think Barry Pointer is trying to hook up with my brother. And thank God he didn't. Because my brother's like, he's kind of vegetarian. Like, he's the kind of guy who is into that food, but I don't think he's strictly vegetarian, You know the type of person I'm talking about, or is my brother just off a little bit?
Ones that'll justify trying to eat a Slim Jim. Yeah, I know.
It's kind of like they eat Panera, but they're not vegetarian.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's my brother. So, which is, that cracks me up. So I made the joke, whose dick do you got to... So when I was there, and I was just around, I'd be like, whose dick do you got to suck to get some Arby's around here?
Well, exactly.
Well, it's funny because I believe his son worked at Hy-Vee, which is basically like a Midwest Kroger. I don't know if you guys knew that.
No idea.
Never been to
it's not that exciting. I went in there and tried to find him, see if he still worked there. Couldn't find him because I was going to try to say that joke or anything. Be like, so, man, you thinking Arby's? I was going to try to, do the thing, like... When you run into someone you really don't like, but you're acting friendly towards them.
Yeah.
I was trying to do that. I was trying to manipulate that situation.
Passive aggressive shit.
Man, you thinking Arby's? I was thinking about that. Man, I tried
pizza around here.
Hey, does he watch your podcast?
I don't think we're friends on Facebook. I don't friends no one in that family on Facebook. So
you just gotta tag him in this.
They could follow me I mean, I'll probably tag Barry Pointer, kind of.
So what's the final verdict? Like, are they having a trial right now, or what? See, like,
I have no clue. If any of you want to Google it while I finish the story. So here's the final unknown knowledge. So this is somewhat secondhand information. So take everything somewhat true, but remember it's passed from the police officer who told my cousin's husband who told me the situation. Yeah. So cop told my cousin's husband who told me. So probably some details are a little messed up in this situation. So don't take me for granted. So the cop friend of my cousin's husband was working on the case of it. He said he saw a lot of really gross shit that didn't end up on the news.
Oh, wow. Like, this guy could molest some people.
Oh, yeah. Basically, one thing I saw he told me was he told him directions on what room to go into, said that he'd be handcuffed to a bed and to get his way with him.
Whoa.
Free use,
yeah. Stuff like shit like that. I can't think of anything else.
Big old
and just other gross things like meet behind this bush and suck my dick, like some gross for gay people stuff.
So this guy was an elder at a church. Was he also? You said he was a professor at the school,
the university. Yeah,
okay, yeah.
It's one of those small towns where it's the whole college is the town.
Oh, investigators say DILF sent numerous messages and nude photos. Oh, they're calling him DILF in the article. Oh man,
undercover officer was made a profile on Grindr posing as an
18-year-old male. Wow.
Oh my god. He sent nude pics to him. Yeesh. That's the times when I'm like, man, being a police officer's gotta suck sometimes.
Dude, that's where I think when I think about like
DILF pics.
we talk about like the good police officers who really like their motive is to do good and really try to help people, not the pieces of shit that we always hear about. You got to think like you hear about like these child molestations and like murders and like something's got to go wrong with that. Like it's very serious. These all people were over 18 though. So the child molestation part is off. I think there's an idea where he could have taken advantage of college students who were like in his class or anything, support them like that is wrong. Possibly people who are like struggling to have food and stuff like that. I think that's the real situation where it went wrong.
Yeah, so this article never once mentions Arby's. It just says provides restaurant cards, clothing, and travel money. To
the restaurant cards is the Arby's. Why are they leaving out the best part of the article?
They never specifically mention Arby's.
But they do mention that during the chat, a Pointer sent a message to the detective saying, "I would love to have a sugar daddy relationship." So he
to the officer
to the 18-year-old boy.
Oh no!
Actually, so let's think of obviously there's the funny part about this. What do you guys think in the more like serious sense? What are your thoughts on it?
Was it only dudes?
It was all guys.
Anti-gay college professor.
But he's an anti-gay college professor. That's
the little.
You know, it's a lot of those homophobic people that are really the gayest of all.
Oh yeah, I think Mike Pence is gay. Like I'm not gonna.
Oh, he's got to be.
I mean, I don't hate him because he's gay. I don't like his policies.
What the fuck is this?
God.
Y'all ain't ever had romance until you met Barry.
The Arby's. Wait, what?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Arby's church
Arby's church dilf. And this picture is so pixelated. Jesus Christ.
I'm sorry. What was you said be serious about it. What's our thoughts on...
Yeah, let's do serious thoughts for a second on this podcast. Whoa. Sincerity is very rare, so let's do a rare segment of sincerity.
Put a 30-second timer. We only get 30 seconds.
You only get 30 seconds. Then you gotta say something. Then you gotta bash gay people or something like that.
Real talk with Sam Schwegler.
Yep.
So what was the question?
What is your total thoughts on this? Just kind of hearing the story. I'm in a kind of different situation where I know I've met him before. I met his wife, and I'm gonna be honest with you. His wife is one of those people. You remember how back in the day, gay men would just marry women who weren't very attractive, and you're like, what do you find attractive in them? And then you're like, oh yeah, you're gay, so you're just needing a wife to just let everyone know you're not gay. Then you fuck a dude on the side.
Yeah. Man,
There's the top of her head.
I don't know. It's like
He's trying to pull up a picture of her.
Let me see. I can probably find a picture for you. I'm not gonna post it on the show. I'm only gonna white.
Anna Pointer.
No. I'm not gonna. I don't want to whitelist any of those. We're just whitelisting Barry because that's public news.
Well, whatever.
Sure.
I mean,
the situation's fucked.
yeah, it's messed up.
I'm glad they caught him,
Solicitation.
but we don't know how many. I mean, he was posing as an 18-year-old
Yeah, I mean,
guy.
obviously,
We don't know how many 17-year-olds he was trying to get after, and
yeah.
nobody knows.
No, he wasn't the one acting as an 18-year-old. It was
the police officer. That's what I was saying.
So I'm just saying, like, it's kind of fucked up that he's an anti-gay and he's going about his business and obviously doing stuff around his wife. Like, I don't know. There's a bunch of wrinkles to this, but if that's what you got to do to get your lay on.
Was all of this consensual?
That's what I'm
like. I mean, it seems like there was an agreement of, give me this $50 gift card and I'll do whatever the fuck you want me to do. So, I mean, in that regard, if it was all consensual, then I don't know if they really have like a full case on the guy.
It's the trying to like buy them though. That's the key.
The case they have.
Yeah.
Case they have is solid because it's prostitution. I believe prostitution is illegal in the state of Missouri. So unless he has a really good lawyer who could prove that an Arby's gift card, gas gift cards, we're sticking with only Arby's gift cards because that makes the story funnier, even though it's not fully accurate. Like I'm saying, if I was going to make a movie off of this, it's only Arby's gift cards, nothing else.
In Missouri, prompting prostitution or pimping or prompting sex tourism are illegal.
So,
yes,
yeah. So trying to buy your way into that shit, that's kind of.
So they have a valid charge. Like there's no, they have text receipts. They have proof that.
I believe they would just say, I mean, basically, you got to get the victims in there. That's the only way to know for sure. Be like, was this consensual? Or, like, would you have done this if there wasn't an Arby's gift card at the end of the tunnel?
Yeah, this one says Arby's card.
Would you fuck this guy? Yep. Would you fuck this guy for free?
And then the Arby's gift card was a gift, in which case it wouldn't be prostitution.
True. That is true, but... Well, I have to imagine, like, with the texts that have been sent back and forth, it has to be in regards to... yeah, so hey, I'll give you an Arby's gift card if you suck my dick.
You can get yourself
prostitution.
a good old beef and cheddar, and I'll give you my beef and cheddar.
God damn, that's uncircumcised right there.
It's the Lord's way.
Do you get it? Do you get it? Why it's... No, it's not the Lord's way, because the Lord wants you to be circumcised. And there's no cheese down there if you're circumcised.
Wow.
And extra meat. They have the meat.
They do have the meats, though. That is very true.
Does Arby's sell sausage? It's been a while since I've eaten at Arby's.
They have good fries. They actually have good chicken tenders.
I remember their fries.
As a former fat man, I can tell you some of the good things they have.
Didn't they have like an apple turnover or something?
Oh yeah, dude. I want to tell you about the worst diarrhea I've ever had in my life.
Okay. You have a picture?
Put this right after the toilet paper story.
That would be perfect. So, I was spring break 2016, college year, going to Colorado for spring break because I'm an idiot, and I was like, let's go somewhere cold for spring break. And so we went to, can't remember where I went to in Colorado. Anyways, we stopped at an Arby's in Colby, Kansas. And my friend's wife said, let's eat at Arby's. And so we're all like...
She said, I'm thinking Arby's.
Oh, yeah. She's like, I'm thinking Arby's. And we had a couple other options to go other places, but I wasn't going to walk very far. I was still fat at that point. So...
How's the meat?
So we ate Arby's, and I got a good meal. I'm not saying Arby's food is bad, or that I won't eat it, because I will.
Sea sauce is lit.
Tastes good, man. Just doesn't do great in the afterwards.
Yeah.
Anyways,
it's good going.
So as us touring musicians, we know that once you eat food from another area and stuff like that, there's other different bacteria from other areas and different water. Yeah, it's just like everything's different. So your body is trying to process that. It's able to process it, but it just gives you the worst diarrhea ever possible for like a day or two. So it was like a group of us. So we ended up getting to our destination in Colorado, and it was like in these rooms, and there was like an outside bathroom too in the hallway. So we made a rule, number 2's in the outside hallway. Just number 1's in here, so we don't just ruin our lives.
For sure.
Anyways, we all had diarrhea that day, and we broke that toilet. Like, we broke it.
You didn't do the technique.
Yeah.
It wasn't a toilet paper issue. It was too much going down. Like,
too much brown going down.
So too much brown going down. Trust me. Toilet was broken for 2 days. We had to shit in our rooms. It was disgusting.
Wait,
and
what?
I still remember it. I still remember it as the worst diarrhea I've ever had in my entire life.
Wow.
It's funny you mentioned pooping on tour, because TJ does the opposite of that. His just stops up for like...
I stop up. I go like 3 days without, and then it's just one giant.
How much water are you taking in?
I drink a lot of water.
Okay.
I poop every morning. I just don't.
Yeah, I just don't have.
I take a med. I take a med that makes me poop after I take it, like a couple times, and I thought there was something wrong, and then I finally learned that's one of the side effects. And I was like, oh, okay, that just kind of relieves a lot of things.
Oh, so this wasn't normal. Okay.
So this is well, I guess it's normal in the situation.
Yeah.
So I'm typically cleared out. But yeah, with keto though, when you do a keto diet, you either have diarrhea or constipation, and you want to pray to God you have diarrhea.
Oof, God.
Not as bad as Colorado 2016, but it's just more like you got some beef stew coming out.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Oh man. Brutal.
Man. Arby's looks pretty good right now.
Dude, Arby's.
Could be this beer taste.
That's the problem. Like, you know it's gross and bad for you.
Oh, yeah, it looks so good.
I think I'm gonna get another one of these angry apples. You want one?
Nope.
You good?
I'm having a hard time finishing this last one because
you got
a
a
lightweight
dark beer.
How much of a lightweight are you, Steve?
About 350. No, I drink about, like, on a night where I want to get like decently feeling good. I'll drink like 4, and I'm like set.
4 beers?
4 beers, 4 of anything, and I'm like solid. During the pandemic, I have on 2 different occasions I've drank an entire bottle of wine by myself and gotten like stupid drunk. So that's like, yeah, doesn't take much.
I was at my point once back when I was fat. When I'd get like one of those $4 bottles at Trader Joe's. I'd get like 3 or 4 of them. No, one time I bought like a whole case of them. It was like $45.
Oh my God.
That would set me for the night. I'd just drink the whole bottle and then I'd feel good and then I'd fall asleep.
Oh yeah. I don't do that a lot. But
yeah. Since I'm trying to be healthy now, I'm trying to be more conscious about the alcohol I drink.
Smart. Because, yeah, man, that alcohol adds up. When I went to college, when I left for college, I weighed 135, And when I came back for my freshman year, I was what's 30 plus X? So it was a freshman 30 for me. 165. Everyone had been telling me, you're going to get the freshman 15 or whatever. It's like, I filled out. I was like bones when I went to college.
See, I never weighed myself before, so I think at the point I am right now is probably where I am.
Yeah.
Before I started drinking.
I weigh like 180, somewhere around there now. But
you're fatter than me.
I just filled out. I filled out. Put some evenly distributed, except for my thighs.
Yeah, thick
And I'm
thighs.
Got thick thighs.
I'm less than 20 pounds from where my goal weight, and right now is just like the worst time to try and do anything.
Steve left a picture of that fucking child molester up there.
Not child molester. The gay solicitor.
Barry
Gay
Pointer.
solicitor. Yeah. And I was like,
Yeah.
we need to get rid of that guy. I don't want to stare at him the whole time.
TJ was getting tempted.
And-
I was too tempted.
Yeah, you might be a little too old for him, TJ.
Probably. I could always pretend to be an 18-year-old, boy.
You ever just get sad because you're too old for a pedophile?
Isn't that an episode of South Park? Wait.
Oh, there's that one episode where Cartman
Where
joins NAMBLA
Yeah,
because he's the face of it because Cartman wants mature friends.
Well, yeah, and because none of them want to molest him because he's like too fat.
Or something like that. I don't know. So he brings all his friends to the group, and they all have
North
dates.
American Man Boy Love Association.
I just wonder how the hell that. I mean, I guess they have the right to exist. It's just like they're being watched like nonstop.
I don't think they do. I don't think they do have the right to exist like that.
Oh. I thought you said don't think they do get watched.
No.
How do you know that?
Oh yeah, they don't get watched. Woo.
Yeah, I don't think anyone cares about NAMBLA. I don't think.
I don't think there's any support groups for that.
I mean, NAMBLA is probably the support group for that.
Each other.
They have each other. And that's enough for love to give it a shot.
I would do anything for love.
Yeah, but you think about trying to be in love with a child.
Oh,
They're
no,
not in love
I
with
don't
you.
think about that.
They're in love with the things you offer them.
Right. This is the classic Michael Jackson scenario.
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
Michael Jackson.
I've got a roller coaster in my backyard. I've got a cotton candy machine. I've got a popcorn machine. What more could you want?
That's like how they get kids, yeah.
I sang Thriller. Like, what the fuck?
I love Dave Chappelle's bit. You were molested by Michael Jackson. Is that really the worst thing that could happen? Jesus, dude. It's like he makes a point, but it's also awful at the same time.
Yeah, you could get molested by, like, the random crackhead in the alley.
True.
Or your local church elder with Arby.
Yeah, or Barry Pointer. He could get molested by Barry Pointer.
Mm-hmm.
Or you could get molested by Barry Pointer and you get an Arby's gift card and you're like, fuck, I don't want diarrhea tomorrow.
Do we know for a fact that all of his solicitations were over 18, or were they minors?
Well, I'm going to give the benefit of the doubt in this situation where he was meeting them on Grindr, and in the legal case, I don't think they'd be able to prosecute for this, because I think there's a couple loopholes in there where if they have an account on Grindr and they're trying to meet people on Grindr, you have to be over the age of 18.
But not everyone is.
True.
That's what I'm saying. It's like there's plenty of accounts.
I think if you had a decent enough lawyer, they could at least eliminate that charge against him.
That's false on the other side.
Because how is he like? Because if you meet someone on Tinder, you're not gonna like. Let me see your ID, so I just make sure that you're over 18. You're gonna assume they're over 18.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna give them the
you're-
benefit of the doubt is if they're over 18. Majority of the article was that they were college students.
college students, right? Still fucked up.
I mean, yeah, it's still bad. I mean, I think the big issue there is he's taking advantage of people who need help, and he's being homophobic when he's gay himself.
Yeah. It's the irony.
There's two wolves inside all of us.
Yes. What are they?
One is gay,
what are your
and the other
wolves?
is also gay.
So you got two...
We all got two wolves inside of us.
Two
gay
homosexual wolves.
We all have
Did you
two
say
wolves
wolves?
inside of us, and we needed to have surgery to get them out.
Jesus. Help!
This took an
Because they
interesting
shouldn't
turn.
be there.
Help!
There's two wolves inside me.
Two gay wolves in me.
Oh, man.
They're kissing. I occasionally send a friend a picture of two wolves having sex. It's just because.
Just because.
It's not like It's not graphic or anything. It's just like, it's one
like-
on top of the other.
Once every full moon, you'll shoot it over to him.
Yeah.
It's that time of the year again.
It's like a picture of our boy Wood.
R.I.P.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace, Wood. Those of you who don't know or haven't seen it yet, I might pull up a picture censored.
Oh, please don't.
Uncensored or no. So there's a little prank, if you haven't already seen it yet, of people and they use kind of coronavirus as the bait. One link is, and I think that's how I got you guys with this link. It'll say, hey, look, here's all the coronavirus cases in Nashville, and I'll post this link. And so then you click on this link, and then you see this man. He's very, very well endowed, but he's also a very big person. Not fat, big. He is a huge man.
He's an Easter Island statue.
Just saying, his dick is the size of me. And so, anyways, that's the story that goes on.
Pre-workout.
So that's fun. There, people edit him to videos of Jurassic Park when they see the dinosaur for the first time, and then it's just him. And then people would start doing research on him, and then they find out this guy actually died of a heart attack back in 2016. And so now we're all celebrating his life and how he's getting us through COVID-19.
Yeah, if you ever get a chance to go to Foreplay Land,
On
I have on my
Crossing
Animal
Jersey.
Crossing island. I have a shrine to him, and then an altar to Airbud.
yeah, that's
You should pull up the
scared the shit out
video
of me.
of give him a little tour of the island while you're doing
Oh
this.
yeah, I should do a tour video. Steve, I have a question for you. How are you able to catch so many tarantulas? Every time I try to do a tarantula island,
Oh man,
I can catch one. What's the trick?
Okay, so the trick. There's two tricks. The first trick is you have to find yourself an island that is well suited for this. So if you can find one without any water, like any rivers or anything, so the bamboo island is perfect for this. Then the next step is to chop down all the trees, dig up all the stumps, break all the flowers. So that essentially eliminates the spawns for the butterflies and shit. So you'll have on Bamboo Island, chop all the bamboo down, break the rocks. My axe broke the last time I did it, so I moved all of the coconut trees over to one side of the island. And so, you also have to do this after 7 p.m. So you leave your island and go to your place, get rid of all the shit. And then you basically just run around the island a bunch and you get rid of the insects that spawn. So you run under the rocks, get rid of those wharf beetles. Something. Just you run near them and they scatter. You run by the trees that are still up to get rid of the atlas moths. If you don't have a river, you don't have to worry about the water beetles. That's what they're called. And then eventually they'll just start popping up. And so then this leads me to my second trick, which is you build yourself a trap, which is essentially digging a hole in this
Like
shape.
a circle.
Kind of. I was doing it like a diamond, so you do like one here, one here, one here, one here. But then they started figuring out a way into that trap. So this has been the new shape that I've been able to make work really well. So it's like,
Okay.
so you have to run into the corners that are like free, but then as soon as you hop into that, if you run to the other side, it like fucks up the AI or whatever. They get trapped outside and they'll just run around, and you can catch them from inside the trap.
Okay.
They just like glitch out and start running around it.
Yeah, you just rinse and repeat.
My big problem is I just can't get them to spawn. That's my big problem.
So the most important part is leaving for the island after 7 p.m. So that's when they
No,
start.
I do that. Clear
And
off the
then-
island.
Clear off the island, and okay, so if you try to do it on one with a river on it, you have to catch the water bugs, which look like fish a lot of the time.
Oh yeah. Last night I caught like 20 water bugs. Like
Which go for
one
a pretty
tarantula.
price too, you know. But and a lot of it is just perseverance. But that bamboo island worked really well last night. Like
Oh, the bamboo island is the best one.
unless you
So-
get the one that's actually just.
So
a
how many of
tarantula.
the tarantulas spawn at a given time?
I've had it where 2 will spawn at the same time, and I'm like running away from one, and then I see another one in front of me, and I'm like, oh shit!
Are they like really
Typically,
fast?
only one will chase you though.
They
Yeah,
chase
they're
after.
fast.
They try to like kill you.
When you get close to them, they hop, and then they chase. They take off after you, and they attack you. So you have to be sprinting basically the entire time, and then you run, and I lead them on a path so that you have enough time to jump into your trap, because they will follow you regardless of how far away you are. As long as you have the net out, that's another thing. If you have the net out, that's when they start chasing you. But if you have anything other tool out, they won't chase you.
Weird. Huh.
Yeah. Yeah, I made like 250 grand last night doing this.
250 bells.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'm getting to a point with Animal Crossing. I think I've done almost everything yet.
One.
So it's like
Beat the game.
gotta figure
When does
what
the
else I'm
game
gonna do.
Just never.
Well, no, I
ends.
defeated the main game and I got to the credits rolling.
Did you already build the robotic champion or whatever that thing is?
I saw it. I don't know if I'm gonna build. I don't know where to put it on my island.
Yeah, I bought the recipe, but there's no fucking way I can build it right now.
What are the
It's
ingredients
far behind.
whatever it needs?
You need golden armor, 10 golden nuggets, 30 rusted parts, and
Wow.
I think a stupid amount of iron nuggets. I think that was all of it.
Yeah, I mean that sounds not worth it.
Right. Like I haven't even seen half the things that are on it. Oh no, it was it's either a rocket lamp or a rocket, like a model rocket. But yeah, I bought the recipe and I was like, there's no way.
Yeah, if I get a gold nugget, I am selling it.
My island is slowly coming together though. I put some roads down, even though they're not real roads. They're just the ones
Yeah,
that the custom.
You did what I did. Now I got real
Oh
stuff.
my god, I know, and I spent so much time doing that. And then
Dude,
someone told me earlier that you can do that, and I was like, "What?"
I moved my campsite to my forest, which I think is like a better location for it. So I got to figure out what to do with that area, the next area. I have like the top area. I might make a lake or something like that. I want to make a good,
The
just a
terraform thing, there, right?
scenic. Yeah, I can terraform, so I might make a scenic lake or something like that.
I want to move some of my shit around on the island, but I also don't want to pay for it. So I'm just like, maybe I'll just live with it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the real problem.
Oh, so you want to hear something funny? Today, I went to go sell my turnips just to make a little bit of a profit. I didn't want to do anything crazy. But one of my people I play with, Jay,
Oh yeah.
she messaged me and she was like, "What are your turnip prices?" And I was like, "Not great, 107." And she was like, "Well, I have 150 something. I was like, oh, cool, I'll go sell them. She's like, I'm in line for there's an app, I guess you can get where people will put up their islands if they have really ridiculous turnip prices. So she's like, yeah, I'm 7th in line to go to this place to sell off my turnips at $525 a piece or whatever. I'm like, holy shit, that's wild. But so then she said that she went to this place and they had it set up to where you're like following a path. It's basically like fenced in, so they can't like access the rest of the island. And they go to their store, and then someone is inside of the store, so they go to sell their turnips. Then someone will stand in the way of the door, so they can't leave until they give them a tip. So they're like, "You made all this money, so you have to tip us before you can leave."
What?
Like an actual,
Yeah,
like real money tip?
yeah.
Damn.
I don't know, maybe. No, I think it was bells, but
Weird.
Oh, I could do that if it was bells.
I mean, maybe it was real money. I didn't actually think about that.
Well,
Weird.
I mean, if it's bells, I mean, you just made a ton.
Yeah. Yeah, you made
It's like, I just made a ton of mafia by killing this dude, and then you're like, the mafia's like, hey, where's our money?
Yeah, right.
So, anyways, I probably shouldn't keep you guys going too long. Anyway, so you're doing a live stream before this episode pulls up. So where are you going to be able to check that out?
So the live stream is going to be on Facebook. It's only on Facebook this time. No Instagram. We might try to do a link on the Instagram to the Facebook, but it's going to be on. It's through Marathon Music Works. It's going to be on their Instagram or on their Facebook page, and then it's also going to be on the band Facebook page, Ghost Town Remedy, and then it's also going to be on our booking agency's Facebook page, Perennial Talent Agency. So it's going to go out to like 3 different places.
And if you want to watch it and this airs after,
It will air after.
yeah, then just go to Ghost Town Remedy on Facebook and you can find it there.
It'll
It's
still
coming
be
out Friday, so you just scroll down a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll find it.
We don't post that much unless we get another live stream or something together by then.
So.
Yeah, you should be able to find it pretty quick. We'll probably end up throwing it on as well after the fact. So
That's how you do it.
It'll be
And social. What's the socials as well?
We're on Instagram at Ghost Town Remedy. So we're super easy to find. Yeah, nobody else has our handle or anything. So
You're the personal ones too?
You can find me at Lone Stove on Instagram.
then you can find me at Maher Audio as my work personal Instagram.
Yeah, send them feet pics too. Feet pics.
You gotta stock up.
He's gotta pay for him with Arby's cards.
All right. Well, everyone, thank you so much for listening. Thank you for tuning into our first video podcast. And like always, stay awesome.
Now this is podcast.
Casting.